when it comes to licensed video games based off of a cartoon or a movie, they can either be good, mixed, or just plain awful. So, if this is really the case, what about a cartoon movie licensed video game that was released prior to the movie's actual release in theaters? This should be a total disaster of a video game, right? Well, you'd be a goofy goober if you thought so.
Oh, thank Neptune, my manager's here!
Talk to me, Krabs.
It started out as a simple order. A Krabby Patty with cheese.
So what went wrong?
When the customer took a bite, no cheese! Ah, this has never happened before!
Get a hold of yourself, Eugene. I'm going in.
After Heavy Iron struck gold with the creation of Battle for Bikini Bottom, they were asked once again to make the next SpongeBob video game to tie in with the upcoming Spongebob movie. If you somehow have never seen the movie, it is probably considered the best cartoon movie among the internet alongside other movies like Ed and Eddie the Big Picture Show. People call it the direct end of the series and the end of the golden years, since after the movie, the show had changed a lot. Luckily, in recent years, people seem to actually be giving those seasons a chance, and also praising them in the more recent seasons, and even the spin-offs like The Patrick Show. Continuing on, the SpongeBob movie video game released on October 27th of 2004, while the movie released on the 19th of November. So, basically, you could spoil yourself on the plot before even watching the movie. I've never heard of this happening before when it comes to other video game movie tie-ins. So this is really odd, but also really interesting at the same time. I'm guessing they wanted to release it in the same month BFBB did, or even Lights, Camera, Pants a year later. Or it was just really bad timing for the release of the video game. That doesn't matter. What does matter though, is the game itself. Is the SpongeBob movie video game good enough to surpass BFBB, or will it just dry up and become a souvenir inside a shell city? Why don't we find out? As I had just said, the game's plot is literally just the movie, but there are some slight differences. Nothing crazy enough to change the entire plot, but still. SpongeBob doesn't become the manager for the Krusty Krab 2, gets drunk at Goofy Goobers, Plankton takes over Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob and Patrick go on a journey for Neptune's crown, save the day with the power of the Goofy Goober, you get it. So unlike usual, I won't have to explain the entire story while going over through the game. So if you want the whole plot, just go watch the movie, seriously. Speaking of the game, it's a platformer just like BFBB, but with some sections where you drive the paddy wagon, or you ride in various objects like a bathtub. Unlike in BFBB though, Sandy is not playable, which obviously makes sense due to her not being a big role in the movie. But luckily though, her swinging mechanic was given to Patrick, who can now swing on ice blocks using his tongue. Speaking of abilities, SpongeBob keeps all of his original abilities in BFBB, like the Bubble Bowl, Upward Splash, and the Cruise Bubble, and now Sonic Waves because of his Goofy Goober guitar. Patrick, on the other hand, gets one new ability in the cartwheel, so at least there's something new for him. Yeah, considering that BFBB and the movie game were released a year apart, Heavy Iron reused a bunch of stuff, like models, except for the new characters obviously, and again, the character abilities. They really did the best they could for that year time frame, I'd say, as whenever BFBB is mentioned, the movie game is sure to follow in that same conversation. So, clearly they did good enough for the game, I would say. Especially since they couldn't use any of the movie footage for the cutscenes and had to use some really awful clip art to show the progression of the story, but again, They tried their best, I'm sure, right? When it comes to the gameplay, the game is much more linear than Battle for Bikini Bottom was, since in that game, you could go through all the levels in whichever order you wanted, kind of. But in the movie game, you go from location to location in the same order. There are side objectives in some level, which will award you with more Goofy Goober tokens. This game's equivalent to the Golden Spatulas. There are no socks to collect to help gather more tokens to get to the final boss, but the weights you pick up allow you to upgrade your abilities and increase your HP. This means you'll have to do most of the challenges in this game. I won't lie, but some of them are either really fun or incredibly frustrating. Not to mention you need a majority of the tokens to even get to the final boss. In BFBB, you only need to get 75 out of the 100 available golden spatulas in the game to reach the chum bucket. But in the movie game, you need 50 out of the 68 tokens in the game, meaning you have to do some of the most annoying challenges ever. I won't lie, that is just not fun. In other collectathons I have played, you can easily get to the amount needed for the final boss decently easily without needing to bounce around to challenges you don't find fun or challenging. In the SpongeBob movie game, yep, no. You will have to do the bad ones, and there's a decent amount, especially the ring challenges or the Sonic Guitar missions in the Shell City Dead End level. Once you do finally get Neptune's crown and the 50 damn tokens, you reach the Krusty Krab to take on probably one of the most craziest bosses in any licensed video game ever.
Nice work, SpongeBob! You made it all the way to Shell City and back! That's a heroic feat! Too bad it won't help! All hail, Plankton!
Hey, King Neptune already has a crown!
That's no crown, Patrick. It's one of Plankton's bucket hats. Plankton is controlling King Neptune.
That's right! And now I'll have the pleasure of removing you along with your friends. Neptune, I command you to kill SpongeBob! Kill SpongeBob!
With all that in mind, is the SpongeBob movie video game, despite its annoying challenges, clip art cutscenes, and other stuff, any good? I would personally say so, if you can handle ring challenges on a timer, or are just incredibly good at video games unlike myself, because trust me, I am very terrible at most games. The game, either way, is still fun, and again, was well made considering the 1-year time frame they had for the release. So, if you want to re-experience the movie, or just want a challenging platformer, then this game is good enough for you maybe. With that being all said and done, thank you for watching the video. If you want to see more, hit that like and subscribe button to show your support for the content I produce, as it helps me know that I'm doing a good job. And I will see you all in the next video.